got the start on Saturday. What did that mean to you to be in that starting lineup with 3 linebackers on the field?
Say it one more time, I apologize.
So you got that start on Saturday. What did that mean to you to be one of the starting 3 linebackers?
It was awesome. You know, it was something where we always talk about next ball up mentality. So we prepped for it, and, you know, we've been prepping for it since last winter with winter workouts. And, you know, it was just awesome to be able to have the opportunity to go out there and play with everybody. And, you know, obviously we carried on to the field, and now it's just we keep carrying that fight, keep growing from it, keep learning, and, you know, just have fun with it.
With the unfortunate loss to Keenan this year, obviously your role is going to maybe change a little bit, more snaps at least, maybe different spot here and there. Preparation, do you change any of that, or you just kind of go about your business?
I mean, to be honest, we're like I've talked about before in the past, Coach Inge has always prepped us, always having us come in early. You know, we always spend a lot of time in the building just trying to make sure that any scenario, you know, like I said, next ball up, you never know what's going to happen on the field. So we just be able to step into a role and not have any fall-offs. And we know with all of our preparation, it makes us prepared and be able to play confident on the field. And yes, it's unfortunate Keenan's got hurt, but also it gives us an opportunity to be able to play for him and be able to represent what he, you know, showed at the university and, you know, how he lived up being a Vol. And so our preparation is just trying to carry that on with us throughout the rest of the season.
This is one of the better run attacks that you guys will face this season or up until this point. What do you know about Milroe and Jam Miller?
I mean, obviously Milroe is a great athlete, running quarterback, and obviously they have a great running back core and, you know, obviously athletes in general. I know that we just got to keep him locked in, and he's going to try to scramble. He can extend plays really well. That's what they've always been known for, especially him, and we just got to go take it to him, keep him contained. And like any quarterback in this league, if he's settled down, he can complete the throw. So we just got to be able to keep him scrambling, keep him contained at the same time, and, you know, just be able to attack.
Has Coach Inge talked at all about his familiarity with Coach DeBoer and what they like to do on the offensive side over there?
A little bit. I honestly forgot that, you know, he only went there for about a week or so, and then he, you know, turned around and came up here. So I forgot that the whole Washington staff that came down to Bama. He mentioned a little bit of where they've just, like, practiced certain plays, and he's like, oh, I recognize that. So it's been little things he's kind of nitpicked, you know, but obviously it's just preparation for any team and, you know, picking up on tendencies at the end of the day.
Caleb, middle linebackers a lot of times need to have like a presence about them because they're communicating a lot and having to be sort of a main guy in the middle of the defense. How would you describe sort of Jeremiah's ability to step into that role and kind of the presence he has?
T. Leonard works his butt off. He's always one of the first people in the building, constantly trying to find ways he can improve, whether that's whichever linebacker steps in with him. He's always trying to communicate. We know that if we're all on the same page, regardless if we messed up or not, then we're all correct, you know. So T-Lander, I'm excited for him. I know it's a new opportunity, and I have no doubt and no worry that he's going to come in and do his thing.
James Pierce Jr. had mentioned that he had seen and known that the quarterback sneak was coming at the goal line when he was able to force that fumble and recover it. How much in certain situations are you guys, because of the prep you put in, aware of what your opponents are going to do and allow you to play fast?
It's really all repetition. You know, we recognize formations. That's just how we work things, and we practice being able to jump on the ball faster than coming out of huddles. Our scout team here gives us a great look, and they work their butts off. They're literally in meetings all the time, too, trying to give us the best possible look so we can be prepared Saturday. So whenever we're able to be on the field, it's just no hesitation. It's just second nature, and we can just recognize it right then and there.
Bankside Keenan Pili will still be like around the facilities despite not being able to play. I don't know if he's been back since the diagnosis, but are you able to maybe utilize them as maybe more of those coach-type players now?
Say it one more time. I apologize.
Have you been able to rely on Keenan Pili since his injury as more of like a player's coach and what maybe he sees in this game and rely on his knowledge?
Yes, ma'am. Obviously, with last season, too, he was around a lot, and it was unfortunate, and I'm thankful he was able to come back, and it's an unfortunate series of events how it ended now, but he always is something like, despite where he's been at, he's able to build into us and as like obviously linebackers and even as a team, and he constantly is finding ways for us to improve or things he notices, and you know, he wants us to be the best possible version of ourselves, at whether that's playing linebacker or just being, you know, just a man at the end of the day. So yeah, I can always rely on Keenan, and I'm very thankful for that.
What's the most valuable piece of knowledge you think you learned from Keenan last year during his injury with him having to be off the field?
I would just say confidence. Obviously, Keenan's been in the game for a long time, and he's been through the ups and downs of a lot of it, and he's been able to teach me just like little things, like just take advantage of what I have, and don't hesitate. Just be able to play at 110%, regardless if you mess up. Just go make the play at the end of the day, and yeah, he's just taught me just playing with confidence. That's been the biggest thing. So.
Caleb, you guys as a defense have been really good stepping up and getting stops in the red zone, getting stops on fourth down. In those two scenarios specifically, how do you guys as a defense develop sort of the ability and the mindset to know that you can come through in those moments?
We know that at the end of the day, like I've talked about before, I keep saying preparation is the word that keeps reoccurring when I'm interviewing y'all or when you're interviewing me. But we harp a lot on the third down and red zone scenarios because we know that's a critical part of the field. Obviously, we'd like to keep them out of there, but when we get there, we know that's huge, and we got to try to get them off the field. Where try to hold them 3 points or not let them get a field goal at all. And so we're constantly working that and finding ways that we can communicate, and it's all communication because they're just going to try to catch us when we're not paying attention. And when one person's out of position, then that's when something catastrophic happens. So we always harp little things and try to give us the hardest scenarios so that when we get on the field, that it's just easy for us.